I think it's safe to say everyone has those hero fantasies where you're the main character that defeats the villain and everyone's impressed and claps for you. You know, that kind of situation you imagine in your head where you're at a restaurant and then all of a sudden Cobra Commander fucking kicks down the door with a bazooka and he's taking hostages, but you go out of your way to disarm Cobra Commander and beat his ass. You know, those kind of hero fantasies I think we've all imagined at some point in our life. But very rarely do you see someone that actually acts upon them and becomes the hero. So please allow me to introduce you to the newest Avenger, Captain Babyman. This is a real-life superhero, and he's just like you and me, just a normal guy, but he has a baby. And he's not afraid to bring that baby into any fight he tries to start.
Record it. Let's call the police. I'll call the police.
Dude.
I'm gonna call them right now.
Do it.
Identify yourself.
It
please.
doesn't matter.
Please identify yourself.
Marvel's really going a new direction with their characters, proving that it's okay for men to cry over nothing. So this is a really confusing video for me because the guy here is really upset about a guy who's at a building visiting a friend. He keeps asking for identification as if this is the bouncer of this apartment complex, which I guess it could be, but if that is the case, they need to fire him and hire somewhere else because this is just not a good bang for your buck here. You are not getting a good deal on your security staff if this guy's the front man here. It's really weird that he's just immediately crying and shaking and calling the police just because someone arrived that he didn't recognize. I guess this apartment complex, everyone's family. Like, it's Dominic Toretto's apartment complex. Everyone knows everyone. They kiss each other on the mouth every morning or something. So when the stranger shows up, fucking go on a DEFCON alert and start panicking. But I just don't understand why he's taking it to such an extreme. And if he really does feel like this stranger is that dangerous, why does he have his baby there? He's willingly putting his baby in harm's way. Because in his head right now, he's on the battlefield. Like, he's in a war zone right now, and he's the only thing keeping the peace. And he brought his baby to it for some reason. If he really felt this way, he should have done the responsible thing as a father and left since he has his baby.
Please identify yourself.
I don't have to identify.
Yes, you do, because if you're stepping into this building, you absolutely have to.
You're not the gatekeeper of this building.
I live here.
It doesn't matter.
It
I'm
does.
here visiting.
Then you identify yourself.
No, they call the police. Like, this is really
Please
weird.
leave. Please stand outside.
I'm not going to.
Please stand outside of the
Dude,
door.
I don't have to. You are in my way.
I have to wonder if this man and his baby swapped brains, like if there's some kind of science experiment, because the baby's using this man like it's a goddamn Megazord in Power Rangers. He's just up there chilling, like controlling him via his hair. And then the guy here is having a fucking baby tantrum meltdown just because a guy he doesn't recognize is at the door. Now, obviously, I don't know the full scope of the situation. I remember when I lived in an apartment complex, pretty much anyone could wander in off the street. We also used to have a lot of people use it as like a public defecation and urination site. So maybe I'm just not super used to apartment culture when you have to like enter a door. Because back then, the apartment I lived at was just used as a goddamn cum dumpster. But I can't understand that some buildings can take it seriously. Like, if this guy was following someone else into the building and this guy saw it, I could understand him being a little skeptical, like, hey, can you just wait? I feel like that would have been a much more peaceful solution instead of like, where's your ID? Give me your fucking ID. I'm the hall monitor. I'm taking it to the principal. ID, 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 ID. You know, you could have just been like, hey, you just wait for your friend down here or something. Like, there was plenty of different ways of handling this, and I still don't know why he was this confrontational with his baby on his shoulders. Unless he planned on using the baby as like a riot shield in case things got out of control. I don't really know. It just doesn't make any sense to me. It's extremely confusing.
You have no right to be here.
You have no right to tell me that.
Absolutely, I do.
No, you don't.
I'm here to make sure the building is. Hi, there's a person
John, this is your home. He's calling the police on me.
John, your buddy here.
I don't have to identify myself to this gentleman.
Please let him know that if he comes in here to let people know who he's visiting. Thank you. Thank you.
Dude.
Don't do that.
Dude, I can't wait to make this video go viral.
John, yeah, that's John.
Now this is where the video gets really fucking trippy. This is where it goes like full Christopher Nolan with its plot. So the guy that he is there to visit comes downstairs and he says, "Hey John." So he addresses him as John. We establish that this character's name is John. So after Boss Baby recognizes that the person he's here to visit actually exists, he lets him in. He's like, "Don't do that again, suck a dick, fuck you, I was real tough." And then he goes over to his friend, who is named John, we are led to believe, since he was called John. And then he just keeps saying, "John, John, John, John." Which means one of two things. Either John was under some kind of mind control brainwashing thing and him hearing his name is fucking stun locked him, so he starts repeating it, John, 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 and he's starting to unlock all of the memories of his life and remember who he is. Or it means that the guy who was blocking the door is also named John, which then also leads me to believe that the other man in the background of the video with the mask will also probably be John as well, which means the entire apartment complex is inhabited by just Johns. He has entered into this parallel dimension where everybody is John. The baby is John, he's John, you're John, I'm John, we're all Squidward. I really do like to imagine that this facility is some kind of government building that, like, it's just concentrated John energy and they all just live there and only there. So if you ever see a John, this is where they came from. It's like a factory that prints out different Johns. But yeah, I mean, anyway, I'm getting a little too deep now. I just wanted to share this video because I found it to be an extremely interesting one, mainly because of the big John twist at the end. So yeah, I don't think if you're going to be a hero, at least don't do it with your baby on your back. You know, like, that seems irresponsible. Also, maybe just be a bit calmer about it instead of immediately trying to call the police because there's a guy you don't recognize there. I wonder if he does this when like a UPS delivery guy comes in, or like Amazon Prime sometimes just has people in their car show up, so when he has an Amazon Prime delivery, just fucking freaks out, like goes wild, starts chasing the car around on all four like a dog, asking for their ID. You know, there's certainly a better way to have handled this, I think. But anyway, that's about it. See ya.